We've all seen a woman like this. She doesn't wear flashy logos, she doesn't need to flaunt designer labels, and yet the moment she walks into a room, everyone notices her quiet strength. That is true sophistication. It doesn't depend on money, but on intention and mastery. We're not talking about looking financially wealthy. True wealth is living with authenticity, serenity, and presence. What I want to show you here is something much deeper: how to project elegance without raising your voice, how to carry refinement without ostentation, how to move through any space and be noticed, not for the price tag on your clothes, but for the way you present yourself. And today, I'll show you how you too can awaken that discreet magnetism. These are gestures, choices, and details that can make any woman appear instantly more elegant, even in jeans and a simple t-shirt, because elegance is not something you buy, it's something you radiate. 1. The couture fit. It's not the brand that makes a garment look expensive, it's the fit. A simple blazer can become luxurious if tailored at the right point. A pair of well-cut trousers can elongate your silhouette if the hem ends at the perfect length. Even a plain white t-shirt looks refined when the sleeves fall exactly where they should and the shoulder seams align perfectly. Sophisticated women never let their bodies get lost in poorly cut fabrics. They adapt clothing to their bodies, not the other way around. They take in the waist, adjust the hem, refine the details, and that's what creates the impression of haute couture, even in accessible pieces. When your clothes look as if they were made just for you, it doesn't matter where they came from, you already radiate exclusivity. 2. Perfume as a signature. The right fragrance is much more than a detail. It's like an invisible aura that surrounds you. It announces your presence before you say a single word, lingers quietly with every gesture, and remains as a memory long after you've gone. A carefully chosen fragrance is like a personal signature, discreet, unmistakable, and impossible to copy. But here's the secret: it's not about spraying clouds of sugary perfume to dominate a room. True luxury lies in choice and in measure. Subtle notes of vanilla wrap you like a warm embrace. Noble woods convey strength and stability. White florals evoke pure elegance, while soft amber adds a magnetic warmth. The secret is finding a scent that blends so naturally with your skin that it feels as if it were part of you. Elegant women understand that perfume should never be a shout. It should be a whisper that sparks curiosity. It's the invisible finishing touch that makes people think, "I don't know what it is, but she leaves such an impression." You might forget the clothes someone wore, but you'll never forget the scent they carried. A sophisticated woman doesn't need to explain who she is or justify her presence. Her perfume already tells her story and makes her unforgettable. 3. Invisible makeup. The makeup of true elegance is not meant to be seen, it's meant to be felt. It doesn't draw attention to itself, but enhances what is already beautiful. It's that skin that looks naturally radiant with a healthy glow that betrays no product. Brows softly defined and well-shaped, framing the eyes without hardening the expression. Eyes subtly enhanced, just enough to add depth, never so much as to create exaggeration. On the lips, classic tones, a timeless nude, a soft rosewood, or a deep red that becomes almost a signature of sophistication. No glittery trends, no heavy finishes that turn the face into a mask. The goal is to convey freshness, vitality, and care, as if beauty came from within and was only lightly polished on the outside. It's the kind of makeup that makes people wonder, how does she always look so good, without ever pinpointing where the makeup begins and the skin ends. Luxury lies precisely in that mystery, not looking made up, but radiating your own light, as if every detail were naturally in harmony. This is the essence of quiet luxury and beauty. It's not about bold colors or complex techniques. It's about creating the impression that you simply woke up like this, flawless, effortless, and utterly refined. 4. Discreet but intentional jewelry. True elegance is not about the quantity of jewelry you wear, but the intention behind each choice. A sophisticated woman doesn't cover herself in sparkle to be noticed. She selects with care, and precisely because of that, each piece carries power. A pair of small pearls that delicately illuminate the face. A fine gold or silver chain that rests softly on the skin, almost like a secret. A minimalist ring that seems to hold a personal story. Nothing is random, nothing is excessive. Every detail feels chosen to highlight the woman herself, not compete with her. Because when the shine is exaggerated, it steals the spotlight. But when jewelry is discreet, it becomes a natural extension of who you are. It doesn't attract attention with noise, but with harmony. It's like an elegant whisper in the middle of a room full of loud voices. You don't need to fight for space. You simply make your presence felt with subtlety. True luxury lies in this silent balance. The observer doesn't see ostentation, but intention. Not excessive vanity, but care, measure, and refinement. And it is exactly in this harmony that the essence of sophistication resides. And if you often feel like you have nothing to wear, even with a closet full of clothes, you need to discover the capsule wardrobe. It's the ebook I created to show you how just 16 key pieces can turn into 120 outfits, forming a wardrobe that is streamlined, elegant, and versatile. If you want to dress well without spending too much time or money, click the blue link I left in the first comment below after this video and secure yours. 5. Hair as a frame. Hair is the frame of the face, and no frame should compete with the masterpiece. It doesn't need to be extravagant, full of tricks, or held in artificial structures. A truly elegant woman knows that the power lies in simplicity. Clean, well-executed cuts that highlight natural facial features and convey quiet care. More than complicated hairstyles, it's the details that speak. The natural shine of the strands, the updated cut that shows you care for yourself, the color maintained in harmony without excess. A polished bob conveys modernity and authority. Soft waves carry refined femininity. A low, sleek bun communicates discipline and confidence. These are discreet choices, but they express far more sophistication than a hairstyle overloaded with hairspray or techniques that try to turn your face into something it's not. When well cared for, hair speaks even before your clothing does. It reveals discipline, self-care, and attention to yourself. 6. Structured bags. A bag is never just an accessory. It's an extension of the body, part of your silhouette, almost like a signature of style. That's why it's no exaggeration to say that the right bag can completely transform the impression you give. Structured models with straight, firm lines elevate any outfit, even if you're only wearing jeans and a white shirt. The secret isn't in the size or the logo printed on it, but in the shape. A classic tote that accompanies your routine with elegance, a minimalist clutch that rests gracefully in your hand at night, or a clean designed crossbody that blends practicality and sophistication. These pieces withstand time because they don't rely on trends. They're bags that don't lose their shape, don't collapse, don't need exaggeration to be noticed. And it's exactly this aesthetic discipline, the absence of excess, firmness in structure, harmony in proportions, that communicates refinement. A well-chosen bag doesn't just carry your belongings, it carries your presence. It reveals intention, clarity, and silent strength. Because an elegant woman knows, when the bag is shapeless and sloppy, the entire outfit loses authority. But when the bag is structured and defined, it becomes almost an extension of posture, discreet, practical, and absolutely sophisticated. 7. Silent shoes. Shoes are far more than a detail. They are the foundation of presence. It's impossible to convey sophistication if your feet tell a story of neglect. You don't need dozens of expensive pairs. True luxury lies in impeccable maintenance. Clean shoes, preserved soles, nourished leather, firm heels. These are the small details that reveal great attention to care. Discreet models always carry silent power, a mid-heel pump that elongates the silhouette without sacrificing comfort, a soft leather loafer that communicates authority and elegance in equal measure, a delicate strappy sandal that balances lightness and sophistication. Every choice should be intentional, aligned with the outfit and the posture you want to communicate. An elegant woman knows that it's no use wearing a flawless dress or carrying a structured bag if the shoes are worn out, deformed, or out of place. The eyes always travel down to the feet, and that's where silent judgment happens. Neglected shoes can ruin even the most carefully put together look. That's why the rule is simple. Before leaving the house, look at your feet. Are they in harmony with what you're wearing? Are they polished, firm, and discreet? Because the detail that begins with your feet extends to everything else, and it's what sustains your elegance from the very first to the very last step. 9. Neutrals that whisper, not shout. If wealth had a color palette, at first glance, it might look dull, but then it would grow on you like a fine aged Bordeaux. Understated, complex, without needing to prove anything. Neutral tones are the foundation of quiet luxury, not because they're boring, but because they don't beg for attention. A well-cut beige coat, a dress in cream, a flawless navy trouser. Each piece communicates confidence without screaming. It's the aesthetic of someone who knows they don't need to show off to be noticed. The strength of neutrals lies in their maturity. They don't age, they never go out of style, they don't overwhelm the eye. A head-to-toe light-toned look, for example, instantly conveys confidence and sophistication, and the real challenge is keeping it pristine throughout the day. That's the true flex, wearing white, ivory, or beige from head to toe and still staying immaculate. And when the elegant woman chooses to add a print, it's never just anything. Subtle pinstripes, delicate houndstooth, or, better yet, rich textures like cashmere and linen. In this way, the outfit doesn't attract attention through noise, but through the quiet desire to be admired up close. 10. The code of clean lines. Exaggeration rarely aligns with sophistication. Those who master quiet luxury prefer straight lines, simple cuts, and clean looks. No excessive ruffles, chaotic layering, or accessories that jingle with every step. Elegant style breathes, conveys lightness, and doesn't need to compete for attention. It's the power of a minimalist sheath dress, a monochrome outfit, a structured blazer. Even hair follows this rule: a polished bun, a sleek bob cut, soft waves that look natural. The overall look communicates calm, order, and clarity, because in the end, elegance is the art of saying more with less. 11. The walk of confidence. Posture is the cheapest and most powerful trick on this list. People who look elegant walk as if they already belong anywhere. Whether in a hotel lobby, an office corridor, or a dimly lit street, posture enters first, and the body follows with ease. They don't rush. They walk as if they had all the time in the world. Back straight, shoulders relaxed, chin slightly lifted. It's not arrogance, it's serene command. You take up space without apologizing for existing, and it shows. Tip: when you feel insecure, slow your pace by 15%. That small adjustment transforms your entire silhouette. Another detail: no distractions in your hand. Truly elegant people don't walk with their phone glued to their palm as if it were an extension of their body. They are present with eyes ahead. 12. Silence as an accessory. Among all the signs of sophistication, perhaps the rarest and most powerful is silence. It's not emptiness, not absence, but pure presence. The elegant woman doesn't need to over-explain herself, doesn't feel the urge to expose every detail of her life, and doesn't fight for space in conversations with hurried words. Her silence is not discomfort, it's a conscious choice. That space between words creates mystery, sparks curiosity, and inspires respect. In a world where everyone talks loudly, justifies themselves, and rushes to showcase achievements, the woman who masters silence stands out as someone who doesn't need to prove anything. Her aura becomes magnetic because she leaves gaps no one can fill, and it's precisely in that space that fascination is born. Just like a minimalist jewel that shines without blinding, silence illuminates your presence without needing noise. It gives weight to the words you choose to say and adds value to the gestures you decide not to explain. True sophistication is not about being the loudest in the room, but the most memorable. And few things are as unforgettable as a woman who knows she doesn't need to shout to be heard. Because in the end, silence doesn't empty you, it multiplies the power of your presence. True elegance isn't about labels, but about intention. It's the care in the details, the calm in your gestures, the conscious choice of what to wear, and even what not to say. When you begin applying these small secrets, you realize you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your presence already speaks for yourself. And I would truly love to know, which of these tips resonated with you most today? Have you ever noticed the power of a simple gesture, a neutral color, or even silence in certain situations? Share with me in the comments, because I love hearing the experiences and insights of women who also strive to live sophistication in an authentic way. And remember, it's not about looking rich, it's about feeling whole, confident, and elegant anywhere you go. That is the true signature of an unforgettable woman.